Hi everyone, I'm Stan from Eagle Vision, here again with Peter Motalli from Optima Property Group, and we're talking about construction management. Last time we talked about the builder and managing some of the things during the construction phase, whereas now we're coming to the completion of the build. What do people need to think about at this stage of the management?
Yeah, so coming to the completion stage, you've already gone through the majority of the build and hopefully sort of unscathed and sort of looking forward to coming to the completion. So you've got to hang in there and keep going and persevering with getting the project to finish. So this is probably the most important part to tie up the whole project. So compliance-wise with the authorities, because it is where your surveyor comes into it, getting all the authorities tick off the boxes, because you won't get your subdivision done if without that, and also the certificate of occupancy, which comes from your building surveyor. So it's all these little things that need to be ticked off and addressed, otherwise your project doesn't get finished.
Right. So what are some of the common mistakes at this stage of the process?
Yeah, common mistakes is, like I said, initial stage. If you haven't dealt with the authorities and spoken to them at that point, this is where you will be doing it, because your surveyor or your land surveyor or your build surveyor will be asking you need to have the compliance done. And also, once that's ticked off, obviously the council will give you the compliance, which ticks all the boxes of the authority, which is your telecommunications, water, sewage, and so on and so on. So this is the important part to get this sorted out. Because some of the mistakes that some of the developers do is, well, not getting them ticked off by the authorities, leaving it to the builder, or leaving it to someone else, or leaving it to consultants. This is where you really need to sort of take the reins and make sure it gets done. Because there's no point doing a blame game at the end, because that's typically what happens, is take the reins and make sure that things are getting finished.
Yeah, I understand. And what about defects? How do developers deal with that?
Yeah, that's the other part of it, is obviously the build's coming to completion, so it's the finishes, so you want to check. So as always, every build needs to be checked for just the finishes, say paint things, the finishes on skirtings, doors, making sure things are all completed, working, operating. So they're the superficial things. The things like the electrical side of things, there'll be certificates that'll be issued and so forth, but you want to sort of make sure that things are done right. So you want to bring alongside you your architect or your interior designer to come in with you if you wanted to, just to go over it, just to make sure things are all done right and it's got a good feel to it, and to get it sorted out or finished what needs to be done at that point.
And what about documentation and handover of that?
Yeah, again, this is where you need to consult with your building surveyor, land surveyor, and also your solicitor will be involved at that point of that, at the end of it. So all that documentation needs to be gathered and collated, I suppose, to complete the project. So things from the builder, certificate of occupancy, the final things that are completed, just need to sort of really collate it all together. So
excellent. Look, guys, that's about it for this series of videos. Thanks so much for watching. There will be a checklist that you can download from the website on some of the things that Peter talked about. So, and the link to that will be in the screen below. Thanks again. See you soon.